and welcome back to another episode of Between Two Flasks. You've got Marilyn and Dr. Good here today to talk about what to do if you don't get an internship. So Jennifer, hit me.
Okay, so all right, you think you did everything right.
I did.
You started the process early.
I did.
You reviewed.
Yes, I reviewed my materials.
And you re-reviewed.
I did.
And you submitted strong material.
I think I did.
And yet, heartbreak.
Oh,
it happens to all of us sometimes. Yes. It's okay. You didn't get an internship. Now what?
Well, first of all, take a pause, take a step back, and let's think about your materials. Did you really do everything you could to submit a strong application? So start by reflecting on your experience. Did you start the process early enough? Did you ask other people to review your materials? Review them again yourself. Did you have any typos or any things you left out? Did you follow the instructions of the application? And think about if you really did everything right, if you really did everything you could to prepare and submit a competitive application.
In these instances, you want to make sure that you are applying to a number of programs to increase your odds of getting an offer. And so this doesn't mean just applying to one and not to two, but maybe 5 or maybe 10. Or maybe 20.
Not 20.
Not 20.
20 is a lot.
It is a lot.
That's a lot.
But what if they have the platforms that you can just do one application and it submits it to a lot of different programs?
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay, then you can do 20.
You can do 20 on that. But 20 individual, that may be stretching it a little bit. And then you want to pivot. If you don't get into any programs, find something else you want to do in that time frame. Maybe you want to travel. Go hang out with family. Maybe you want to volunteer. Maybe there's an individual at this program that you can volunteer for their lab. Yes, you're not getting paid for it, but hey, you're still getting that experience. And so that's what it's all about. And then you definitely want to follow up with the program or any other individuals that's assisting you in this process and to get some more feedback from them. What can make you a stronger competitive candidate for the next round?
Remember, don't take these rejections personally. If you don't get accepted to an internship, it's not because I think you're a terrible person. Who would think that? I mean, look at her. Look at Dr. Good. Who could think that she's terrible? So don't take it personally. Our internship program, I know, receives about 300 applications every year for 20 slots. So some of these are definitely competitive, and you might just not have been the right fit. Maybe they didn't have faculty that aligned with your interests. Maybe they didn't have enough funding this year. It definitely doesn't mean that it's about you. It's not always all about you.
It's not, but sometimes it is. No, I'm joking.
Jennifer's like, right now it's all about me. So if you do decide to reach out to programs that you applied to ask and get feedback on your materials, first of all, remember that these folks are very busy, so you might not hear back, and that's okay. Also, if they say in the email where they notify you of your acceptance or not, or if they say on their website that they can't provide individualized feedback on applications, don't reach out to ask for individualized feedback on your application. That goes back to following directions, right, folks?
Directions.
So if you don't hear back from a program or if they ask you not to reach out, there are other ways to get feedback on your application materials. So you can definitely send it to a peer, you can send it to an advisor or a friend and ask them, what they think you could have done to improve your application. And there are definitely other ways to increase your chances of getting an internship in the future. So you can network, right? Go to a conference, talk to people at your department, still go talk to the faculty at the institutions you're interested in. And maybe if there's an opportunity in the future, they'll keep you in mind.
Yes. And speaking of that, if they have a listserv, definitely sign up for that. And so that way you can hear of all the different activities that they may have on campus. And so you're able to participate in that manner. And then again, that goes back to networking and building those connections for your next application.
Let's turn it over to Kai and Alex to hear about their experiences with rejection.
Do you have experience not getting an internship?
Yes, I do. When I was applying to this cycle, I actually found out that one of the internships that I didn't get into, that was the first one I heard from. So when I heard no, it was kind of devastating because I was like, okay, if they said no, that means everyone else is gonna say no. So yeah, I got an email saying I didn't make it, and it wasn't a computer generated one. So if it was a computer generated, that kind of hurt more. But it was like an actual person's like, hey, we saw your application, you're a strong candidate, but not this time, So I did after. I was like, thank you for your time and like for looking over my application, and I was kind of curious why I did it. So like I kind of just added on into the email, like, oh, I was wondering how can I make my application stronger for the future, and obviously they told me certain things and they're like and all that. I was like, oh, okay. So I tried to not like sulk in it as much and try to turn it around to like use it for the future. So that was kind of my experience from that.
How do you deal with rejection? I
guess initially when I read that email, I had to read it a few times to make sure if I was actually reading it right. I was in denial off the bat. I was like, nah, they accepted me. They sent me the wrong email. But after a while, I was like, nah, never mind. I didn't make it. It sucked, honestly, because, it kind of affected me, like my thoughts for the other ones I applied to. So what I did, I was like, okay, I'll reach out to my mentor and stuff, it's like, cause she knows me and all that. And like, I want to be able to talk about that with her because she's also been rejected to many things. So like, it was like, I wanted to know what she did and all that. So I was able to talk to her and all that, Yeah, I was sad in a bit, but that's when I kind of eventually tried to turn like, okay, what can I learn from this kind of deal? So I was in denial for a bit. I was kind of bummed out because I was like, oh, I wanted to go there. But I guess just reaching out to like people like within your circle, like I think that helps a lot to process it. And she was very optimistic about the other one, so I was like, okay, yeah, you're right. That's just one. I have other ones, so I was like, okay, let's just wait for them. What advice do you have for applicants who don't get an internship?
I think you should try and do something related to research, at least if you want to go down that route. I think you should definitely try talk to some of your professors or like the science department at your school and see if you can work as like a lab tech or just like do like stockroom stuff. So that way you kind of have something on your resume to show like, even though I didn't get an internship, I worked as a lab assistant or something, or maybe like a TA, just something to show like you're kind of on that path towards your goal, if that makes sense.
No, yeah, it's kind of showing that, okay, yeah, I didn't get that opportunity, but I'm seeking out other opportunities and being more proactive about that, which is good, and it shows up on the resume.
Yeah, you're not like wasting your time. What advice would you give applicants if they don't get an internship?
I think to start off, when you start applying to internships, just go to multiple. It definitely helps out, like, even out your odds. Like, it's rather than have 1-to-1, you get, like, at least 1-to-5. That's 20% chance that you get in. Do you have any final thoughts?
I think being a part of an internship is a great way to network and meet a lot more people. I can kind of get caught in the headspace of like, oh, I only know like this much people, or I have like such a small circle, but coming to an institution like Fred Hutch, I think it's crazy how there's a lot of researchers and a lot of scientists doing amazing work. So I think just stepping out of that comfort zone and really putting yourself out there and saying like, hi, like, I want to talk to you, like, let's get coffee or let's have lunch. And I mean, yeah, that works for anyone, for anything. I think just networking. Do you have any final thoughts?
Internships kind of really like help shape what you want to do in the future. I feel like because you get to hear so many other perspectives and see how many like other people were like doing their past. So I definitely feel like you should definitely try to aim for an internship. But if you don't get an internship, it's not the end of the world. Just be proactive, don't let it get to you. That's just one opportunity. There's going to be a lot more coming up. But if you do get an internship, it's going to be great. Specifically, if you do come to Fred Hutch, it's going to be great.
Fred Hutch in Seattle, Washington.
We recommend.
They're amazing.